Hey y'all, what's up? So I made a little app. This is using Flux, and that's just like an architecture, but doing React for the views. So I've got 51 elements here. I'm doing everything you can as far as performance. So Immutable JS store, and I'm using what's called pure components in React, which implements that like should component update check, so that when it sees that it was like the same original immutable like object coming into it, it doesn't re-render itself. So keyboard shortcut A adds squares, B adds 50 squares at a time. So it's all pretty good. Like I'm holding A right now, hitting B a couple times pretty fast. So I got 674 things on the screen right now. So I'm just going to start holding A down and let you watch what happens. So it's still pretty much real time, like characters, and then it starts to kind of do this. So the speed of the square adding like stays about the same, like the cadence stays the same, but it starts to skip some of the renders. So we're just over 1,000 now. All right, so I'm going to add a bunch more by clicking this button, which plops in, I think 500 at a time. Okay, so now I'm at 4,100. So say we're at 5,000 now. So we've got 5,000 root level nodes that this thing has to check and decide whether or not it needs to redraw them every single time. So now I'm going to hold down A. So I'm holding down A. And I'm going to let go. I've already let go. And that's it. So you could see the performance is not great. Okay, so I'm going to click add square. It looks like it's still kind of processing some stuff. So that's about clicking. That's about as fast as it can go. Clicking A. So anyway, that gives you a sense of like how things scale with the number of nodes. I'm pretty convinced that there's literally no fundamental way around this problem. So React is taking 5,000, an array basically of 5,000 immutable. Each one of these squares is just like a single object that has like a color property and an ID. And when I add a new one, like the previous 5,299 were not changing, and only the new one was added. But the fact that React internally has to check all those other ones, there's just some overhead associated with that, and there's literally no way to get around it. So I think the thing is you have to structure React in a way that it doesn't need to check that many things. So you can imagine if these 5,000 things were then segmented off into like 5 groups of 1,000 each, and when you add one, you only added one to like the final group of 1,000. The first 4 groups of 1,000, it would have a master object on top of it, and it would have object reference equality, and so it would only have to check 4 things for the first 4,000, and then the last one, then it would check 1,000. So anyway, that is that.